Hi, and welcome to day 20 of JanuDAILY. Today so far has been a bit of a mess, if I'm being honest. My video from yesterday once again carried over into this morning. If you've seen it, I tried to bake a sourdough loaf. I wouldn't say it was a complete fail. There were definitely some things that I did right. There were also some things I did wrong. And now because of that, I am hyper fixated on, like, immediately I want to just do it again and do it better and do it differently, but that's not something you can immediately do. Like, you have to feed your starter, it has to get ready. There's timing involved. We've also not left our house. I left yesterday briefly to go to the grocery store to get more flour, but aside from that, we've not left our house in days because we've had a sick kid. So it's just one of those, like, I feel like I've been stuck in second gear. Like, we're not really going, we're not really stopped. It's just sort of one of those days. So I've put myself together at least a little bit. The child is napping. I've got 2 starters hanging out in my warm oven, hoping that maybe by the time we get home this afternoon, I might be in a place that I can start another loaf. We'll see. I don't know. And we're gonna go into town. We're gonna do some shopping to get like essentials for the house. I'm making broccoli and cheddar soup for dinner tonight, which I'm very excited about. And we're also gonna try to hit a playground. Hopefully my son has learned his lesson and will keep his tongue in his mouth, and therefore we will not be getting sick yet again. Yeah, we're moving and grooving. I don't know if I wanna talk about this, but I kind of feel like I need to talk about this. The TikTok ban situation. I don't really know how anybody else felt about it. I had a sneaking suspicion all along that it wasn't ever actually gonna go away. I was a little surprised when the notice popped up that like it was temporarily unavailable. But again, I had full faith and confidence that it was gonna come back. It is back, as we all know. But it's one of those situations where like you leave for a little bit, you've got a new roommate, you leave for a little bit, you come back and you're like, have you been in my room? Have you been moving my stuff? Something's different. Something feels different. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I feel like with a lot of things these days lately, I feel like everything is not as it seems. And I'm glad it's back. I hope that remains a revenue stream for me and for all of the people who make their living on that app. I have a suspicion that things are going to be very different, and therefore the opportunity may look very similar to the opportunity of like Instagram or Facebook. I hope that's not true. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. But yeah, I don't know. It was a wild few hours, and maybe that's part of why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling. Like, everything just sort of feels like I'm in an alternate reality, and we've had a lot of days off from school and work, and I don't know. But anyway, let's try to rally for the day and turn this into something that's actually not a waste of a day. Doing these vlogs every single day highlights one thing, and that's I'm very much a creature of habit. It is time for our afternoon coffee, which you've seen me make about 1,000 times at this point, but it's that time. We are home. We went over and saw some family for a little while. The kiddo got to play with my niece, which she's grown, like she's going to college next year, but he has so much fun with her, which is always really nice. I am very quickly going to throw together some broccoli cheddar soup. It's currently 32 degrees. I don't know why I keep telling you about the weather, but it is exceptionally cold for where I live right now. This is abnormal. I love a good winter. I want it to snow. It was supposed to snow tomorrow. I don't know that it's going to now, but either way, it's a good day for some soup. Honestly, I originally planned to make soup today because I thought, oh, what better to have with a fresh loaf of sourdough bread than some broccoli cheddar soup a la Panera or McAllister's. Alas, my sourdough bread is less sourdough bread than I anticipated. Tastes fantastic, as I said earlier, but it's just not right. So I'm hoping that my starter, at least one of the 2 of them that I put in the oven to stay warm, is at a place that I could use to potentially start the loaf process again. I think at least one of them should be. We'll see. I've got to do the float test on it. But if that's the case, I can at least make the dough for another and try again tomorrow. Because you try again. That's just the way that life goes. But anyway, I'm just chopping up some onion that I'm gonna throw into a pot with some butter and let this saute up a little bit. And then I'm gonna create a roux by adding some flour and then kind of get creative from there. I do need to chop up from some cheese too, so really sure. You know what, I'm gonna do the whole onion, might as well. This might be a mistake, but we're gonna try sourdough again. All right, so 1.5 cups of warm water. I need 225 grams of active starter. I'm not sure if this is gonna be enough, but I do have, oh, this looks so much better than last night's starter. Oh, you might pour right in, huh? But I do have more starter that is technically ready to be used. Hi, Bubs.
Come here. You know.
What's wrong?
You gonna sneeze? What are you doing? You're stalling.
360 grams.
Yes.
I don't think that's right.
No, Coke in there. I actually gonna protest.
I am adding the If that just doesn't put a cherry on today, I don't know what does. I was gonna say that I'm adding the salt, but apparently I'm just salting my counter, so hold please. Supposed to add the salt, get my hands wet, and then fold it in. Okay, I'm just gonna scrape the sides and then cover it for 30 minutes. I am not gonna record each and every one of these, but I'm gonna do 3 rounds of stretch and folds, just like I did last time. And then I'm gonna set this baby up in my oven off with the oven light on to bulk ferment overnight. And we're gonna hope for better results tomorrow and just, you know, see how this one goes. Already, I can tell you, I've used more flour. I've used more flour this time, which essentially means at this point I'm not really using a recipe because I started with one recipe and I was like, this dough looks a lot like it did last night, which to me did not seem right. And considering the result I ended up with was very clearly not right. So I added more flour at no real measurement. So we're gonna see how, I went by like what it looked like and what it felt like versus anything else. So that is, this is the weirdest way I've ever ended a video before with like literally doughy hands, but that's gonna do it for me today. I realized that it's been a very cook heavy kind of day, but honestly, I feel like a lot of my time is spent in the kitchen. At least that's where I like to spend my time. I like to spend my time writing, reading, running when I am actually allowed to run or able to run, which I haven't been running in a while. Maybe I'll run again very soon. In the kitchen, preferably trying to replicate recipes I've seen or had out at a restaurant and make it as best I can in my own home. Hanging with my fam. Is that all I like to do? Drinking coffee.
Quail hunting.
I don't quail hunt, don't listen to him. But anyway, so it being a very kitchen heavy day isn't really all that out of the norm for me. That soup though, 10 out of 10. It was very good. Even with my non-perfect sourdough bread, I would say that it tasted an awful lot like eating at a Panera, which was fine by me. That's gonna do it for me today. How many times can I say that? If you resonated with this content at all, go ahead and subscribe, like the video, leave a comment down below. What's your favorite thing to cook? Like if you had all the time in the world, and you had a moment to just hang out in your kitchen, what would you cook? And I will see you guys again very, very soon. Nope, I'll see you guys again tomorrow. I'm losing my mind. I need to sleep.